So, our next speaker is Herb Kim, and we heard about the design of toilets earlier, and now we're going to a different bit of the bathroom. But I don't think we're talking about design, I'm not sure, but we're going to hear about ice baths. Well, so Herb Kim.
Just before we begin our session, could I just, as many of you know, I organize a lot of events, so I have a massive appreciation for the amount of work that goes into a talk. So could we give a round of applause to all the speakers before me? And a special bonus round of applause for Bailey Abbott for an amazing story. Okay, so let's begin. Great. Right, so as the talk title might suggest, I'm going to be talking about ice baths eventually. I'm Herb Kim, as I've mentioned, probably best known locally for running an event called TEDx Liverpool, which we ran just last June. I'll be talking about another TEDx, I think, during the break. So I was born in Brooklyn, 1967, so I'm 51 years old. And my early life was really I suppose, I was known for being very hardy. I very rarely got ill. I had a high capacity for endurance. And that all changed when I turned 40, where the evidence of definite physical decline began, and I started to get sick a lot more, catching colds 4-5 times a year. And I would be on planes a fair amount, visiting my parents and going to conferences in America, things like that. Every single time I was getting off the plane, I was caught a cold, and I had massive jet lag. So typically, a day for every 2 days I was there, it would take me to recover. So in January 2017, a friend of mine from Manchester, Doug Ward, tweeted the link about how to never get sick again. So talk about clickbait for someone. I was sick in January, and the video, I clicked it and I groaned. It was about this guy named Wim Hof, who I'd heard about before. He is a kind of evangelist for cold showers and ice baths, and when I heard about it in the past, I just immediately shut off and said, this is not for me. I have no interest in whatever you got to say. The method what it involves is meditation is one aspect, and I'm not going to talk about that because there's enough out there to talk about meditation. Secondly is about holding your breath. You basically breathe in, you hyperventilate with 30 quick breaths, you blow it out, and then you hold that breath for as long as you can. So it was a Friday night, early January. I had about a half bottle of wine, and I said, and for extra points, you can do push-ups while you're holding your breath. So I did this breath holding thing. I did push-ups, and I was able to do it for 90 seconds. So I was really curious now. And the next step is to go ahead and entertain the idea of cold showers and ice baths as a way of life. But you don't. The first step isn't to go ahead and jump into an ice bath. You start slow. Like if you were running a marathon, eventually you might start by walking around the block, depending on just what your level of fitness is. You start with a regular warm shower, and then maybe for the last 30 seconds, you put lukewarm water on your legs, and then you build up from there. And by March of that year, I was able to do a cold shower for up to 20 minutes in a single go. Well, actually, so I was broken up into 2 cold showers of 10 minutes each. So my next step, this is now April, I was in Orlando, and I did my very first ice bath. That was the picture of the ice bath. Actually, the first one was a failed experiment because there wasn't enough ice in it. So the second one took about 40 pounds. This is about 40 pounds. This is in New Hampshire now, of ice for it to really have an impact. So 2 years later, all of 2017, I took 3 warm showers, one on my birthday, one on Christmas, and one because I was deeply hungover. 2018, 0 warm showers this year. And in 2019, I'm not dumb, I'm going to try to experiment to integrate warm showers back into my life, which I do miss. I have had a half day of sickness in that entire span of time. Weirdly, because it's totally unexpected to me, I no longer get jet lag, which is the freakiest, unexpected impact of this. You won't be surprised my gas bills have plummeted. This was the September gas bill was $5.21. It's gone a little bit more. The November one was about 15 pounds. And just satisfied I could do it at all. I'm not like a brave person at all. And so to kind of close on this, it's like, why might this be working? And if you think about it, for the vast majority of human existence, 200,000 years, and if you think about our predecessors, 2 million years, we have not had hot water on tap. We have not had warm houses that are constantly at around 24 degrees, which today, if you want to, you can have a 24-degree existence 24 hours a day. And could we, are we missing something by not actually being exposed to the cold more often? And if you think about this, is that there's about 100,000 miles or something like that of capillaries and veins. And sure, if you go running or do some weightlifting, whatever it might be, you can exercise the major arteries and veins, but not these little capillaries and the things that would react. Obviously, you go into the cold, your skin reacts, and are we not exercising those minor vessels and veins and that's perhaps what's leading us to be able to get sick more often, and so on and so forth. So, having been impressed by my cold shower experiment, this year I've started taking on fasting. So I've done up to 90 hours, but that is for another talk. So thank you for your time and for listening.